So I just finished reading In a Dark, Dark Wood, and it was pretty good, and I've got all the cats. Anyway, but yeah, it was a thriller, obviously. It's a little different than I was expecting, but I pretty much called how it was going to end. So if you're at all good at guessing how thrillers end, you're probably going to figure this one out pretty early on. So I'm not sorry that I read it, though. I'd give it about a 3-star, maybe 1 ghosty, because there's a little bit of tense moments and setup of spook. And there's like, they do like some Ouija board stuff, so a little bit of spooky for that. And then probably just 1 knife. There's a little bit of a bloody moment, but it's not really bad. So anyway, not a bad start to the new week. So we just finished watching Talk to Me, which is an Amazon rental right now. And it's kind of, if you've seen the preview at all, it's kind of like if you get a group of teenagers together and they do a Ouija board, only instead of a Ouija board, it's this hand that was made from a person who used to see and commune with dead people. And so you basically put your hand in it and you say, talk to me. And you can see the dead and they can possess you. And of course, bad things happen. It was pretty good though. Actually, the consensus in the house is it's everybody's favorite. I think for me, I still kind of liked Mama a little bit better as far as wanting a good spooky story, but it was still really good. It was worth the $5, to rent it. And I want to say I give it about 2 ghosties. I said between 2 and 3, and so Katie was saying 2.5, and I'm like, I don't do halves. So I'm just going to do 2 ghosties. Not as many jump scares, just overall sense of, unease and anxiety. And I give it probably 3 knives because it had some blood and gore going on. It was pretty messy at times. So, but yeah, it was a pretty good day as far as scare goes, and going into this second week, and I'm excited. There was a couple of surprise wonderful things that happened last week that surprised me, and so now I'm good just kind of coasting. I'm not really searching out horribly scary things anymore, so just putting that out there. I'm good now. Thank you. Spot on. So I just finished reading Sheets by Brenna Thumler, and it's cute. There's some real sad, serious moments, but it is, for the most part, pretty cute. It didn't look like it was going to be overly spooky, so I am grateful for that. I would give it a 3-star. And I'm definitely going to continue the series, though, because it is cute. It's my level of spooky enjoyment. And yeah, so no ghosties, or maybe if I give it like half a ghosty, because there is, of course, ghosts in it, but it's not scary at all. And there's, of course, no blood. So, but I liked it. I am excited. So we saw the Saw movie, the new one at the theater, Saw X or 10, however you want to say it. Oh my goodness. It gets, I'd say, 1 ghosty. There wasn't a whole lot of jump scares, and like 5 knives. It is so bloody. But there is kind of a sweet underlying story that you see even from the previews, and it sticks with that. And we'll just say there's also a young kid involved that you're cheering for, and it just, I don't know. For some reason, this one gave my whole family and me kind of like, aw, vibes. I mean, of course, it's bloody and it's awful, but it also gave kind of some heartfelt moments. So definitely go check it out. I really enjoyed it. If you like any of the Saw movies, you'll like this one. And yeah, I'm not sorry that I saw it. Thought it was pretty good. So I just finished Masters of Death by Olivia Blake, and I'm actually probably going to give it a 2-star. It started off so cute and so funny and tongue-in-cheek, and I was loving it, and then they went really deep in the woods, and it felt more like the kind of complexity and multi-story, and you think you have a handle on things, but then it changes and then you don't know what's going on, that the Atlas Paradox did for me. And I just don't like that. I just kind of want a straightforward story. I'm fine with some twists and turns. I am perfectly fine with, you know, some nuances that maybe I'm not catching or are over my head. I'm totally fine with that. To me, that adds to the story and gives me maybe a surprise ending. But this one was so complex and deviated so far from what I thought the story was going to be based on the synopsis and how it started off, that by the time it got there, I was just like, okay, I'm going to finish this for the vlog, but I really don't care. So I'm giving it a 2-star, which is a shame, because the last one I read of hers, it's always kind of like hit or miss whether or not I like it. I liked the Atlas 6. I did not like the Atlas Paradox at all. I absolutely loved One for My Enemy, all-time favorite of hers, and is on my shelf. This one could have been happy going my whole life without reading it. So I don't know what it is with her. I either hate it or I love it. So anyway, no ghosties. There was a ghost in the story, but there was no real spooky moments or extreme anxiety for me. Not really any blood or gore or anything. So no knives either. And yeah, we'll see what the movie is tonight. I guess I'm at a really good place of not being afraid of, you know, like I'm not afraid. So at least that gives me a chance for the movie tonight to maybe not terrify me. Okay, so today's movie was on Amazon. It was called Sinister. And thankfully I had a little buddy here watching with me. um, I don't know what to say. I would give it 4 ghosts, and there were some jump scares, but a lot of it was a very anxiety driven. My husband said slow burn. I would agree with that. It was like just eerie, and like the guy did not know how to use a light switch, so it was like constantly dark and just very foreboding, and the music and strange sound effects just really added to the creep factor on this. 5 knives. It was extremely bloody. It's dark. It is messed up. It is something I could have gone my entire life happily never having seen. I may have to sleep with one eye open tonight. Like it was creepy, y'all. It was creepy. Saw disturbed me less. So yeah, it's got all of us kind of giving one word answers for how we feel about it. I think we're all kind of disturbed now. So that's all. So I just finished Hidden Pictures by Jason Rukulak, I believe that is. It was good. I give it probably 2 ghosties. There's actual ghost activity, and there was a few moments of very tense moments. Especially the pictures this little kid's drawing. Like, oh my gosh, that's creepy. And I gave it about 2 knives, because there is some violence in there. Not a whole lot, but it's just kind of, yeah, it's a nice thriller, a nice keep you on the edge of your seat kind of guessing thing. So it was really good. I give it a 3-star overall, just because I kind of called it early on. But no, it was good. It was a good read. Highly recommend it. And this is the kind of level of thriller and scary that I can easily tolerate. Hopefully tonight's movie will also go well. Okay, we just finished watching The Visit on Peacock, and it was super creepy. Like, creepy enough that we went through and like double, triple checked our locks and made sure all the windows and stuff are closed. Creepy enough that my daughter says she's not going anywhere anytime soon, not visiting friends, not visiting, family, nobody. She is staying home. Oh my gosh, it was creepy. So 4 ghosties, and there was some blood and some violence. So 2 knives, but oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it is worth seeing. It's just so creepy. So I finished reading Lock the Doors by Vincent Ralph, and it was pretty decent. It was more of a mystery thriller, sad kind of story than actual horror. I've got whiskey, of course, wanting to. Anyway, and so yeah, it wasn't too bad. I give it about a 3-star overall, and I'd give it maybe 1 ghosty for the scare factor, because there was a little bit of a tense and jumpy kind of moment, but not really too scary, and it really wasn't bloody at all, so no knives. But yeah, I'm glad I read it. It wasn't too bad, and we'll see how it goes with the movie tonight. So we finished watching Sick on Peacock, didn't we?
Yeah.
And that's about how good it was. The whole premise is it is April of 2020, and we know what that year brought, and so people are having to quarantine, and we'll just say some people are taking it seriously, and somebody's mad about that and going around killing people who aren't taking it seriously. And it's just like, oh my gosh. And it's like, that by itself is the land of, oh geez. But then it gets worse, and things happen that you're like, oh, seriously. And then it just keeps getting worse and cheesier and cheesier. And then at one point, you even said something about, we're going to jump the shark if this happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened? Did that happen?
It happened.
It happened. So, yeah, it's not even the good kind of bad. It's just bad.
It held promise of being a decent grade B movie. It failed
miserably. So what's great about that is I wasn't scared. I did still give it 1 ghosty, because there are a couple times that it jumps and the music's loud or whatever, but it really wasn't scary, which again works for me because I get scary books that I have to read and stuff, and the last couple of nights the movies were terrifying, so this is kind of a nice reprieve. Even if it was unintentional. And then I gave it 3 knives because it is bloody, a little bit of blood, a little bit of gore going on. So, but anyway, we'll see what the rest of the month brings. So sprints are going on, and I just finished Wait Till Helen Comes, and it is a movie also now, and it's Friday the 13th, so it's especially creepy. There were some jumpy moments, definitely tense, stressful moments. Obviously has to do with ghosts. So it's, I would say a 2 ghosty, not really murdery, knifey, gruesome, so no knives, but it was a good little spooky story for Halloween, and I'm glad I read it, especially on Friday the 13th. And I'm terrified of what the movie is tonight. We just finished watching Before I Wake on Netflix, I believe. Wow. Just, wow. It had some definite jump moments, so I'd give it 2 ghosts. It was creepy in moments, and weird and kind of trippy. And it had moments that were sweet. I don't know. I feel like it was decently done, but it's not going to be my favorite of this season. And And I would say no knives. There really wasn't blood. There was some yuck, but there really wasn't blood or gore per se. So, yeah, that's all I can say about it now, other than this poor little boy, and the cats are, of course, romping around because it's nighttime and we're still awake. But yeah, so I feel bad for the boy. I feel bad for the family. I probably wanted more of a tied bow at the end than they gave, but it was still a good ending and it felt right. Yeah, I don't know. So many of these movies aren't just slasher scary. So many of them are like really make you think. All right, I just finished today's spooky book, and that was Tokyo Ghoul by Sui Ishida. I apologize. I am the worst at pronouncing names. This is obviously book one, and I don't think I'm going to continue it. I give it a 2-star. It has to do with ghouls, so obviously spooky elements. It is, of course, fiction, so you have to completely throw out anything that you understand about the real world of medicine for how his origin story begins. As you can see by the cover, he is part human, part ghoul, and the way they explain that is bizarre, we'll say. Fair warning, if you're getting this for your teenager, there's a couple of moments that are a little on the pervy side because it's all told by a boy's point of view, a teen boy and his friend. So just a fair warning. There were parts that were just kind of dragging on. So initially an origin story, of course, you've got to get the background and all of that. And that I really actually enjoyed, thought was really good. Again, complete fiction, obviously, but it was good. And then it starts getting into the just day-to-day life stuff, and it just kind of dragged on a bit and was more teenage boy angsty than I think I would care to read. So for me personally, I give it 2-star. Wasn't really spooky. It was just more ghoulish. So I'll give it 2 knives. But yeah, that's all I've got for now, and can't wait to see what's in store for the movie tonight. So we just finished watching Hereditary on HBO, and that's a messed up movie. In the beginning, it was really good. We really liked it. It had a lot of jump scares, a lot of, is this psychological? Is this really happening? Are they being haunted? Like, what's going on? And some even surprise moments that you're like, oh my gosh, I did not expect that. But in the best way. And so initially it was like yeah, I'd say about 2 or 3 ghosties. Definitely like 3 knives, there's blood. And then it changed the last quarter of the movie. It seems to be a recurring theme for at least our family that we wish the movies would end like a half hour to 40 minutes earlier because that last bit is making it not good. Warning ahead of time for parents, you get old naked bits, men and women, for no apparent reason. It was disappointing. So we ended up not liking the movie at the end because of the direction it went at the end. And it's a shame because it was so good in the beginning. So anyway, that's where I'm at for now.